You piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.
Welcome back to the fuck.
Oh, you screwed it up. Yeah, not You Bet Your Radio. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. We'll start here. Welcome to the Double Bogey Show. Are we presented by anybody?
No, not presented by anybody.
We are the Double Bogey Show.
Bom, bom, bom.
I am back. You thought you were getting rid of me. I am back.
After last week's, well, again, thought-provoking idea.
And by the way, Tyler's gonna be back next week.
Yeah.
But I am back this week.
Yes.
And you guys got a big Pine to Palm podcast next week.
Next
right?
week we'll do a full Pine to Palm recap.
P2P.
P2P tournament golf.
You want to do that on the course, not in the bedroom. You don't want P2P. Well,
I guess
you do. Depending on what the P's are. And it also depends on what your orientation is.
That is correct. Yeah, it's all about.
So you know what? Never mind. Scratch that. You always want P2P.
All about orientation. Orientate, decide, act, and observe. You might have to become like a monthly, bi-weekly.
Well, now you're getting greedy here, T-shirt guy.
But last week you said, I haven't been invited on.
Okay,
I haven't been invited on for a couple of years.
See, I want to get Anyways, maybe. During the summer months when I'm golfing.
Exactly. Yeah, because when we start talking about Sim League, we start getting weird. We start getting weird and delusional because we're hitting into a canvas screen.
You're all cooped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to play way better golf in the simulator. I don't know if it's because I have a great lie every time or what, but God, if only I could get great lies every time on the course.
Yeah.
Well, you can if you're good. You just hit the fairway every time.
I know, but I think the game's a little bit more complicated than that.
It's not really. Hit fairways, hit greens, make birdie putts. That's golf.
Or leg birdie putts and tap for par.
You got to get comfortable with pars out there.
If you think about it, if you do the math here, you shoot 18 pars.
It's even. That's pretty good.
I think even par, and I think you would be a scratch golfer.
Yes. I think they call that par for the course.
Did Ryan just figure out what the goal of golf is?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of par 71 courses though, because just when you think you shot a certain score, it's always one less. so mentally, you're like, God, I was 14 over. I shot 86. No, you didn't. You shot 85.
That's why I like executive courses.
Yeah, because
I shot a 70. Shot a 70. 6 over par.
Hey man, what's your best score you've ever shot? 70.
Yeah.
And then after that, they're not going to want to
And then walk away.
Yeah, walk away.
Yeah.
Break the wrist, walk away.
Yeah. Same mentality.
Yeah.
Same mentality. Exec courses are good. Even par 3 courses, like I shot a 35.
Nice.
Par 27, 9-holer.
Yeah.
Come on now. But mentally, par 71 courses it's where it's at.
Oh yeah.
Did you see DeChambeau shot 58 this last weekend?
Yeah, I was reading the comments on the TikToks and stuff. Everyone seems to be like, oh, well, the course isn't as hard as a PGA Tour course, all that other. 58 to me is a 58.
58 to 58.
I ended up watching shot for shot his whole round, and he still left like 2 or 3 putts out on the course.
Yeah.
Then it was like
one lipped out.
Imagine?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The one that lipped all the way back. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I love saying that I left so many shots out on the course.
Yeah. If you're not getting to the end of your round and saying, oh yeah, I shot 82 with a double. Yeah. There's always an asterisk of a with blank.
Yeah. Right,
with like
did that
with
last
like
episode.
4 missed birdie putts.
Correct. Yeah.
Shot in 82.
Yeah. If you're not leaving,
with a penalty stroke, a couple penalty strokes, a shot at 82.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I didn't quad that one hole? I would have been way better.
Yeah. Or the 2-footer your buddy just didn't give you and then you missed it. It's like that. There's another shot left out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not leaving at least 5 shots out there, then I think you need to start playing a different game. Back to the 58 though. Again, you said 58 is 58. Golf is still golf on a golf course. Yes, I understand at that.
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
spitting wisdom. You are absolutely spitting wisdom, Ryan.
Where I was going to continue with that is I understand the slope rating matters with courses, but a higher slope versus a little bit lower slope of a course, golf is still golf. You still got to make shots. You still got to make putts.
Yeah. Think about how much your rounds vary in terms of score from one to the other. Like last week you shot in the 90s, and then a couple weeks before that you'll shoot in the low 80s or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was going to. Yep.
Yeah, like think of how wildly your score changes. Does a slope rating difference of like 2 or 3 have that much of an effect on your game when you're shooting that big and like you have that big of a
Probably
gap in your
not.
scores? I don't think so.
Probably not.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say that why do we have to make the slope ratings, all that so difficult? I don't
I
understand
know.
slope even in the slightest.
Well, because when they
Why can't it just be it's a easy, medium, medium, hard, extremely hard, expert, and pro course.
kind of like
Why can't we just do that
Like
instead of the numbers?
Skiing, you get a double black diamond.
Yes.
Playing a double black diamond today.
Why can't we apply what the skiing community has been doing for years? Just give me colors. This is a green. This is a blue. This is a black diamond.
or even the hiking community, they'll just say like easy to moderate or could be very difficult.
Yeah, a class
Anything like
5
that.
rapids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't we just do that instead of have to deal with all the numbers and the addition and subtraction? What does 124 mean? What does that mean?
I've no. Well, when they start adding decimal points in too, that's a whole nother game. I think when math teachers would say like, "Hey, this is something you're going to have to know down the road, or something you're going to have to apply," like they're not wrong when it comes to calculating slope and calculating handicap.
They should have. There should be a course in high school that teaches you about slope and handicaps and how to calculate it.
100%. Well, college, I took theory of bowling, just some bullshit, 2 credits just to fill some time. But we had to keep our own bowling score. And that was the final test of the class. It's like, hey, you can't use the monitor. You got to keep your own. I mean, keeping a bowling score is difficult, but I'm not bowling in my 30s, 40s, 50s. I'm playing golf.
Yeah.
So why aren't we? Let's take theory of golf and let's learn how to calculate slope and handicap.
I think that it's more so the logistics of getting a class onto a course in a round of 18 could take 3-4 hours.
True.
Yeah.
True. You could, par 3 course, 3-hole loop. Something.
Yeah. Also, sidestep, we should invent a golf game where if you get a birdie, it cuts the next hole in half like it does for bowling. You score it like bowling. So if you score well, your next hole score help.
Fuck. It really rewards the good golfers then.
It does, yeah.
So I got a question about DeChambeau. What do you think of his putting stroke? I mean, obviously it works because he shot
Yeah.
58, but there's just something that irks me about it. It's just like, you always got one buddy playing basketball growing up that just had the ugliest shot in the world, but it worked.
yeah.
I mean, you liked it that it worked, but you were kind of like, okay, let's maybe fix the jumper a little bit. We're kind of the laughing stock of the gymnasium right now.
Yeah.
With your sidewind in
Yeah.
3-pointer.
Well, it's almost like he had just got out of like a cryotherapy session and his bones are just stiff as can possibly be.
Yeah.
And like I said, I can't, I think that I should make fun of him because clearly he's a much better putter than I am. And what do I know? But
Is he though? He's taking practice strokes.
that is true.
After last week, he's taking practice strokes.
Yeah.
So Ryan and I played a round together between last podcast and now. And Ryan abandoned the no practice stroke 2 holes in.
After 2 holes.
What did you like 4-putt 1 and 2 or what?
No, I 2-putted. I think I 2-putted it, then 3-putted. And I said, I said, today is not the day.
He just gave it no shot. He gave it no opportunity.
I didn't.
Now, the one thing that I've noticed, because I started trying it, I had a couple rounds in between now and then. And it's not so much to me about not taking a practice stroke. It's more about like how you're holding where you're trying to hit it.
Sure.
And so if you don't do that, well, the practice stroke wouldn't matter anyways.
Yeah. I have a tough time like looking like because my head is tilted at a little bit of an angle. I kind of have a tough time seeing the hole with my head tilted and my eyes like on the side of my head.
Yeah, maybe you got bad equilibrium.
I know. I don't know what. I don't know if I was. I was shit faced the night before. Didn't feel great that morning. That's probably why I abandoned it. Mine wasn't clear.
Yeah. Question for you, Ryan.
Go on.
I think the world is split into two people. I think there are people who line up a putt with the line on their ball, right? They mark their ball, then they aim the line on the ball to where they want to hit it.
Yep.
And then there's other people who just walk up and hit it. Which one are you?
Well, I think I could confidently say we are divided right in the middle between us because I think I know how you do it. I use the line on the ball to line up exactly where I want to hit it.
What happens when you stand over it and you feel something different?
I change it.
Oh my God.
I change it last second.
Well, folks, all of the pace of play crazy people out there that are mad about pace of play, here's your culprit right here.
No. When I say I change, I don't bend back down and change my line. I just change the way I'm set up, so I'm not actually hitting straight into the line.
So what's the point of the line then?
Like just to give me a general idea of where I should hit it.
Okay.
So yes, I'm getting down. I'm lining it up to where I think it should be. And when I get over top of it, if I do second guess myself, I'll just readjust in my stance. Now, I will say 75% of the time, and that's not an accurate stat.
It works every time.
75% of the time, it's the first line that was better than the readjusted line.
See, I'm the opposite.
Do you even use the line?
I don't stand behind the putt very long and look at because it's all about once you stand where the ball is, you can then feel the slope at your feet.
Yeah.
So you know right away. And then you can kind of just vibe it out. Just vibe where it's going to go.
All feel.
All feel, all vibe. And if the vibe's off, maybe just step off quick, revibe yourself.
No, don't
step back up.
You just vibe.
Yeah. Just a quick ground right before you get up to the ball. Ground yourself.
Get grounded.
Yeah.
Maybe a quick 5 deep breaths.
Yeah. In basketball, before you take a shot, do you check to make sure that the floor is level and check where the defender's hand is and then readjust and pick your line and then line up your arm and then shoot it? Or do you just take the ball and you just shoot it?
Well, free throw, I guess a free throw is kind of like hitting a putt. Free throw, you kind of would do that.
Do you take the ball and line it up as a line on the ball of basketball and line it up with the hoop and put your hand on it?
Yeah, but the hoop's in the same spot every time, Myles.
The hole's in the same spot. It's not moving.
Well, my buddy's also not trying to defend my putt.
I know. So in theory, it should be easier than basketball.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And am I correct in saying you don't use the line to hit a putt? You just you look at it, you get up and you hit it.
I won't. I'll intentionally put my ball to where I don't see a line. It's all about vibes.
Really?
Of course.
So do you have an aim point in front of you? Like, let's just say like a little blade of grass that's just sitting on top of the green. Will you try and hit over a spot like that?
You just hold where you want to hit it. I don't aim.
Really?
Like, obviously I line up like a general direction of where I don't have like an exact spot I'm trying to hit.
Yeah. And I'd say putting is one of the stronger points of your game as well.
Like the Arcos app that I have.
Yeah.
I'm always gaining strokes on putting. You just step up and you just vibe it out and you just smack it in the hole.
And now we're not even taking practice strokes either.
No, you just step up.
I'm trying to process.
And again,
how
I'm
I feel.
11 handicap, so it's not like I am giving you the answers to the test here.
But
just how I do it.
I also don't think there's exact answers to the test. I think it's a case by case scenario.
I think if I try and get an exact line going on, I think I start having too many swing thoughts, and that's where I get like I just try and think as least amount of possible.
Yeah.
And just kind of know that this is going to break about this much. So I'm going to aim in that direction and try and get the pace right.
Yeah. So what really screws me up is when I have like a 2 or 3 footer and I get my line, the line of the ball is the line I want to hit the putt. And then when I stand over it, the line I can see the hole in my peripheral and the line looks way off to where the hole is at in my peripheral.
Ooh.
That's what really screws me up.
You're doing too much.
So maybe what I need to do is, since I'm a righty, I should just close my left eye. Just close my left eye.
Maybe get you
Let
some
go
force
and let
blinders.
God.
Yeah.
You got to let go and let God out there on the course.
I did that Friday, and I was starting to have so much more fun after about hole 4.
Mm-hmm.
I just let go. I let God.
Now, I will say, Ryan, when we played.
Yep.
I think it was hole number 11, Wildflower, Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. I stuck it 10 feet from the pin on a par 3.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And then I 3-putted for bogey. And
you
know
said
what?
10 feet?
I was trying to do too much on that first putt. Sent it way past. I was too worried about the line, not enough about the pace.
Yeah.
I feel like as a golfer who's not a scratch golfer, you got to kind of play for just trying to get it within a 1 foot circle of the hole.
I agree. 100%.
And then you'll end up making half of those or 33% of those, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But where I feel like people who have higher handicaps like myself, like where you end up getting screwed is by getting the pace wrong and then having another long putt on your second one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's like if you could almost view the hole as being 1 foot in diameter, then I feel like, and just try and get it within that 1 foot, you're going to shoot way lower scores because you're eliminating 3 putts.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and even if you look at, I like watching like when they put the make percentage up on like a PGA Tour event. You know, a guy's got a 12-footer. The make percentage of that putt,
It's got to be like 45%.
yeah,
something.
like 40%, whatever. So it's like 6 out of 10 times he's gonna miss that 12-footer.
Mhm.
So to have the expectations of like, Jesus Christ, why am I not making this putt every time? It's like, just put it within a foot to 6 inches and then tap it in for par.
Yeah. And one thing that's not in that percentage is how close they're leaving it, even if they do miss, right? Even though that will
Correct.
miss that 12-footer, if your pace is off, you're still going to miss by 4 feet or you're going to miss by 5 or whatever that is,
Yes.
right? Like try and minimize that.
So
like all the talk on putting is about aiming and your putting stroke hitting the center of the thing and all that. It's like, I also think not enough people are talking about figuring out the pace.
I
so
agree.
then you can leave your next putt being as short as possible.
do you ever hit the practice green before a round?
I will.
Do you think practice greens are like a realistic idea of what the pace is going to be like
I
on
mean,
the
it
course?
depends on how nice the course is. I
Yeah.
feel like if it's a really nice course, then they're pretty comparable, right?
You would hope so. I
Yeah.
think that's the whole point of it.
Now, where it gets tough is when you're playing like early in the morning and there's still dew on the green.
Yes.
Then it's a free for all.
I think that's where I screw up the most is pace the pace of my putts.
Yeah.
It's like I actually prefer slower greens because I tend to just hit the ball a little bit harder with my putter. I don't know about you. Do you like faster greens? You like medium?
I like fast greens.
Yeah, me too.
It rolls true to how you think.
Sure.
Whereas, like, if it's a slow green, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel like slow greens can be slow for a bunch of different reasons in terms of like it's heavily damaged. There's a bunch of, pitch marks and stuff like that on it.
Yeah.
Like that's shitty because you'll roll over those. But usually a fast green's fast because it's cut short and there's a lot of sand on it. Like that's like it's in good shape too.
Well, it's rolled out. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think my
I think we got to start talking about pace more.
big time. Well, we talk about pace of play all the time. There's pace of play Nazis all over the place.
Because you very rarely are you going to hit the perfect line a lot of the time.
Yep.
And so if you can then if you don't hit the right line, then it's going to either go, past the hole or short of the hole. If you can just get the pace right, at least you're close.
Yeah. Pacing's everything. You remember running the pacer in elementary school?
Oh my God.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm talking about pacers.
And I
now.
was way too competitive to just slack. And 'cause
Yeah.
it didn't matter what you got on it.
right.
Right. But there was always a buddy who was a try hard, and you're like trying to beat him, and then
Yep.
you end up being the try hard because of that. The whole thing.
Yeah, it was that in the mile in like 6th grade.
Yeah.
It's like the 2 biggest tests of school career.
Yeah.
I want to revert back to the 58 DeChambeau shot. Did you listen to him, or did you see any clips in the press conference afterwards on the game that he used to play when he was a little kid and how to score as low as he possibly can?
Was it golf that he was playing as a kid?
That's correct.
Okay.
He was playing golf. But even when he was like in his early teens, he would play from the Reds. Even though he had no business playing from the Reds, he'd play from the Reds so that he knew what it felt like to score low, to get a lot of birdies, and then keep piling on top of that. So when you're 10 under, you're like, well, I can get to 20 under, or I can get to 25 under. It's an interesting concept because it's like sometimes the Reds could be 100 yards ahead of the Whites, which is
Yeah.
where I normally play.
Yeah.
So would you ever play the Reds just to see like what you could go out and shoot?
It would have to be me and the boys are playing
Yeah,
the Reds.
for sure.
It's not like, all right, you guys play the Blues. I'm going to play the Reds.
Yeah.
And then we're not going to handicap it, and we'll see who wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would try it out.
But you usually golf with your mom on Mother's Day, like once a year.
Yeah.
Golf with your mom at the Reds.
Yeah.
It's next Mother's Day.
Yep.
Yep. We should.
And see, I mean,
Well, actually, so Amy Anderson is a female professional golfer.
Yep.
She's from Fargo area. And that's what she said. She said that that's what she said. She said that if you're not good at golf, if you can't hit a good score from the farthest up tees, you shouldn't move back.
agreed.
So all the people that are trying to, hit from the tips when you should be hitting from 2 tees up from that is an interesting thought.
Yeah. I mean, talked about this before. I got a buddy who says he wants to play tips every time. I'm like, why? We'll shoot mid 90s from the tips. He goes, well, I pay for the whole course. I paid to play the whole course, and I'm like, get fucked. I'm playing the Whites today.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It just makes it more fun.
I agree. I am intrigued by playing Reds though. I actually kind of want to go out, maybe get the first tee time of the day.
Why don't we try it sometime?
I'm down.
So is Reds like just the farthest up tee you're talking?
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
quite the junior. It's the one back from the juniors, if I remember, right?
Yeah. So the Reds are known as the women's tees, right? But I don't think there's not like a women's, men's, and pros tees on most golf courses.
I'm not talking junior tee. I'm
Right.
So
Yep.
like where at your normal course where the women's tee would
Correct.
be. Play from there.
Yes,
That'd be kind of fun.
it'd be a blast. And usually
Why don't we do that?
I'm down. Let's do it this week.
And then if you shoot bad, we'll just do from the juniors next time.
Yeah.
And then
Just
if-
tee it up in the middle of the fairway. Just start from there.
yeah, and if that's bad, we'll just go to a par 3 course.
Yeah.
Like a 50-yard par 3. But the tees are based off handicap in reality, not like women's, men's, pros. It's like, hey, if you're shooting 100 or over, you should be playing the Reds, whether you're male or female.
Yeah.
If you're shooting between 90 and 100, play the Whites, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, I've shot over 100 before, so I think that warrants me to play
I think
from
we can.
the Reds.
Yeah.
Now thinking about that, let's say you have, I mean, every par 4 is drivable.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got driver in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. The goal is to shoot a low score, Ryan.
Correct.
And as someone who's not a scratch golfer, proximity to the hole matters a lot. So on every shot, you just want to get as close to the hole as possible.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. There are some days though where my short game is a lot worse than, let's say, like my 100 to 120 yard game.
Then you got to feel it out. Course management.
It's all about the vibes.
So in the light of what you just were talking about, how he said you got to get used to like stringing together good scores.
Yep.
In the next segment, that's what I wanted to talk about, actually.
Okay, well, let's take a break real quick then. Take a break, come back, and we'll
got a great
dissect how to
question for you.
shoot even par
From a bunch of 16 handicappers.
from the juniors.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the black pour caddy at Union Green is back in stock.
So back.
Myles, you asked what the pour caddy was last week. It's a great question. It's a liquor reservoir, booze reservoir.
Liquor.
I know her.
Okay. I like it.
It's the black pour caddy, back in a big way. Basically doubles as a tumbler. Looks like a tumbler. Marshall going onto the course might be like, hey, you're not allowed to bring your own booze on the course. Well, it's just my morning coffee for today.
Yep.
It's actually the morning Baileys to put into my coffee. It's got a nice pourable nipple on the top and pours one of the perfect shots into the shot glass for all the birdie juice that you guys are getting on the course. BJ, as I like to call it. Getting a BJ on the course. Birdie juice, for those wondering.
Nice, Ryan.
So it has on the bottom, it's got it's like a flask.
So the top part is the reservoir. The bottom is where you can store your shot glasses. So you always have shot glasses on you. They're stored at the bottom.
Okay. So it is just a big flask
pretty much
with shot glasses.
Shot glasses are stored on the bottom.
No
part.
way.
Yep. It's like a 3-part system. You got the shot glass storage, you have the booze reservoir, and then you have the stainless steel nipple on top.
More importantly, Ryan, you bring the pour caddy out with you. How does it make you feel?
We talked about vibes earlier. The vibe immediately increases.
Gives you something to shoot for.
That's correct. And it gives you something to celebrate as well.
If I know anything about humans, is we like a good reward. Nothing's better than hitting a birdie, having a reward waiting for you back at the cart.
100%. Even if a buddy hits a birdie, it doesn't need to be you. We celebrate it as a group in golf.
Yes, it's a team sport, but it's more importantly an individual sport.
That's correct. Guys, uniongreen.com. Go check out the black pour caddy back in stock. Myles, you know what I love about the black Gen 6s from PXG?
I wouldn't know. I only have Gen 5.
More so just like the black chrome in general, because you do swing black chrome.
I do.
Because when you hit the sweet spot as much as I do, it starts to have a nice wear pattern on the club, and I know exactly where I'm hitting the ball every single time.
No,
Jake,
Ryan, the whole bottom side of the club has a wear pattern from how fat you're hitting everything.
No, it appears as if it is a wear pattern, but because he has a wear pattern all the way around except for the sweet spot. So that it's still got a black mark in the center of the club and everything else is worn around it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite. The Gen 6s have been, they haven't been on fire lately, but I know when I'm not playing my best golf, the best golf is right around the corner.
But it's not the clubs that's your problem.
No, I'm with you. But me and my
Imagine what you would be shooting if you didn't have the PXG Gen 6s.
Well, I wouldn't be shooting anything because I wouldn't be on the golf course.
Okay.
My clubs would be on Facebook Marketplace so quick. And I'd get rid of them. But that's the beauty of PXG. Also, I gotta talk real quick about the fitting process. If you're looking to get as fit as possible, and no, I'm not talking physical shape. I'm talking golf club shape. The PXG fitting process it's one of a kind.
But also, you will be in physical shape because you take like a couple hundred shots. They make sure that you get fit well.
Yes. That is correct, Jake.
Make sure that you got a bottle of water with you when you go to the fitting.
Maybe 2 bottles of water.
Yeah.
And maybe some electrolytes just to replenish after you're done. It's a full workout.
In a good way, though.
In a great way. Well, that's the only way you can get fit. That's the best way to get fit for golf clubs. Hit 200 balls, get the best clubs possible. Go have yourself a day.
If you're not going to a club fitting and your back is absolutely in shambles afterwards, you're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right. PXG.com. Guys, the military first responder discount is out of this world. Go check them out. Myles, we've been on a how to shoot lower scores kick the last couple weeks. And I'm going to start applying. Again, last Friday, it wasn't the day to start the no putting stroke technique we talked about last week.
You were not in the right mental state of mind.
No, I was out there to just swing a club and hit a ball, and whatever happened. A lot of bad things happened, but a couple good things happened too. Yeah. So you said you had something along the lines of, hey, how to shoot better scores in a different way now. What do you got for us?
Well, so my question to you, Ryan, is do you believe in practice or do you believe in playing? Because I think that there's kind of a thing out there where there's people who say, just go play golf. The more you play, the better you get. And then there's also people who are like, you got to hit the range, otherwise you're never going to be a good golfer. What camp do you live in?
The camp that I live in is your practice has to be your play. So you need to be out on the course playing 9, 18 holes. It doesn't matter. You need to be playing in order to feel comfortable and to get that good practice in on the course. And I say that from my own personal experience. I would say I love going to the range. I love going and hitting a large bucket of balls. But for me, there's no punishment for hitting a bad shot. I can hit another shot 5 seconds later and then feel good about it again. But there's no punishment for me flaring one off to the right or snap hooking one to the left. Everything happens so quick for me on the range, and that's not how it is on the course, so it doesn't translate as good.
Feel that. I think where I'm at is I think that golf, much like other sports, kind of has seasons.
Okay.
So I think obviously summer months, May through September or August or whatever, is like you should just be playing golf as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I think the rest of the year, it is a little bit about hitting the range.
I would agree.
I would say that, like, I think it's a kind of a hybrid approach. So you're not going to get better at ball striking by just only playing necessarily.
Okay.
And ball striking is a huge part of it. And I can tell I haven't been to the range in a while because my approach shots aren't as good. But in the same light of what Bryson said about getting used to shooting low scores,
Yep.
you got to play golf to be able to deal with all the ups and downs and pressures of golfing. So you can't simulate getting 5 pars in a row and trying to keep a par streak or catch a birdie.
Yep.
You can't simulate that on the range, and you just have to acquire that knowledge and skill on the course.
100% agree.
So, like, for example, there was a round I played this year where I think I had like 8 pars in a row. Now, it's probably the first time I did that. And until you actually do it on the course, you can hit all the range balls you want and go, oh, I'm hitting the ball good right now. I'm going to shoot low. But until you actually prove it to yourself, you can shoot a bunch of good scores in a row.
Yep.
Then it's like, well, in the back of your mind, it's always like, well, can I actually? And once you do it once, you're like, okay, I have the ability to shoot a bunch of low scores in a row.
Yeah.
Let's go do that every time.
No, I
And
couldn't.
it helps when you get like a double, right? So like you hit a bad shot, it's like, well, I have the ability to then go on a run and shoot a bunch of pars or it's mixing a birdie.
Yep.
Whereas if you don't play a lot, you may not get to that mental state of mind.
No, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I also think when it comes to going on as a higher handicapper, going to the range for me is hitting my wedges and then hitting my irons and then hitting my driver and then just leaving. And that's all it is. There's no method to my range sessions. Whereas like if there was, let's just say there was like a practice routine of like, hey, if you only have time to hit a large bucket of balls, here's this practice routine of I want you to hit 5 54-degree wedges, 30 yards. And I want you to hit this club this many times to this many yards. And like more so simulate a round. So maybe on the range, you go 1 driver, you go 1 9-iron, and then you go 1 wedge.
Yeah.
So 1 1 1 instead of like 10 wedges, 10 9-irons, 10 drivers, and actually simulate a hole on the range.
Yeah, I feel that. I've done that before.
Because I don't know how to practice on the range. I just go and hit balls.
Yeah, I feel like I should almost like so what happens when I get to the range is you've seen those TikToks of the guy feeding the guy balls and it's just
Yep.
That's what ends up happening. I get
100%.
there and I just start whacking them over and over and over again. No leg time in between shots.
Yep.
Go. But that's like not very realistic. I feel like when you're on the range, you should line up, pick a spot that you're trying to hit, take your time,
Yep.
hit a shot, then adjust for the next one. Basically try and simulate a little bit more of like the tempo of real golf.
Yeah, put a little pressure on yourself too.
Bring the cart right up there too. Hit a shot, then go sit in it for 30 seconds, then go hit another one.
Yeah. Put the club away and then take the club back out.
Take your glove off.
Yeah,
Yep,
maybe grab the rangefinder, see what the 100-yard marker is out there. See
Yeah.
how far that is.
Maybe
Take-
get a hot dog.
Take
or-
a sip out of the pour caddy.
Yep, sip out of the pork caddy. I don't know. Get a hot dog, grab a snack, do something.
Yeah.
Bullshit with someone, even if they're not there.
Right? Yeah, man, just guy down the range.
Hey, in between your shots, just go, nice shot. You're
Yeah.
right up there by me.
Right. Grab the yeah.
I think it opens up over there. Like you're saying this to
Yeah, on
other
the
people
range.
on the range are like, what the shut the people are putting headphones in.
Yeah.
They're like this guy keeps talking to me.
Guy out of here.
You got your rangefinder. You grab your rangefinder in between every shot, even though
Yeah.
you're into the same pin.
Yeah.
You're like, it's still 148 yards. It's still 148 yards. I think another thing with the range too is that how the range differs from the course massively for me is on the range. If I hit a bad shot, I can fix that bad shot in the matter of 5 seconds. But on the course, if I hit a bad,
You might not hit your 7-iron for 5 or 6 holes.
correct. I might not be able to fix that shot for, like you said, another 4 or 5 holes. So that's where it also differs too, is like, my range sessions in that matter are not realistic because again, I can fix it right away. And sometimes, I mean, depending on who I'm playing with and what the vibe is, I'll just throw another ball down like I would at the range and I'll hit another one.
It was actually very funny. We golfed with my brother too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
At hole number like 15, he comes up to me. He's like, Ryan's hit so many second shots today.
I know.
Just every shot he drops down another one.
Mental health shot. That day.
So again, those people who are wondering who's holding the whole course up, Ryan.
Probably a guy like me, but it's not me. Probably a guy like me though. Who's taking longer to read putts and, shit like that.
Yeah, he's probably lining his ball up and not just feeling it out,
Yeah.
You're not just vibing out there, Ryan.
I know I need to start vibing. I need a good playlist. We need a good group of guys and we just need to go out and play.
I think that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work out that way,
What?
Having a good playlist, having a good group of guys. Sometimes you just get stuck with guys you don't want to play with.
Like me and my brother and
No, that to me, that's a fun round because I know we're not out there to be like, okay, who's going to shoot the lowest score today?
maybe in your mind.
Yeah, and it could differ across the board. So there you go.
So one thing we did on hole number 18 last round is I hit an eyes closed drive. So we all hit a second one. It's pretty slow. We were waiting for people. And on the 18th tee box, I hit my drive. And then I hit one where I just literally had my eyes closed the whole time. Piped it right down the middle. So I don't know what that says about my golf game, but
It was one of the best drives you hit all day.
it's shocking, wasn't it?
Yeah. Eyes closed. And then your brother hit a straight leg drive.
Yeah.
No hip turn, no nothing. Knees
Well, you
were
see it on
completely
Big
locked.
Cat online do it.
Yeah.
It's funny to see in
It
person.
was really good. You got a video of it.
Everyone should try it at least once.
That's actually a great thing for the 18th hole. Just do something on the tee box that you normally wouldn't do. For me, I took about 150% swing and I hit
Just
a fairway.
right out of your shoes.
Yep. As hard as I possibly could.
You were in fuck it mode though at that point.
I was in fuck it mode about hole 12. But sometimes you got to be in fuck it mode for the vibe to be better. If I was all pissed off because I was shooting a bad score, that wouldn't have been fun for you guys.
No.
So I'm not, and I don't want to be that guy to bring the rest of the group down. Because if one of you guys are shooting a good score, then my bad vibe rubs off on you.
Yeah, I don't want you rubbing me at all.
I don't want to be rubbing anyone off. That's the goal.
Especially not the wrong way.
Yeah.
No.
If you're going to rub someone off, you want to rub them off the good way.
Correct. Yeah. Not on the 18th hole. They're not on the 15th hole, whatever. I do have another question about playing versus range. So, like, let's say if you only have time to go to the range, but you want to play more because it's better practice, like what would you do in that scenario? Do you play more than you hit the range?
Right now.
Right now you do?
But like in April and May, I probably hit the range more.
Okay. So like you said, it's seasonal for you.
Yeah.
That's why I think like a six hole loop, or I think 6 holes will be perfect. I think you could get 6 holes done in an hour. If they had like a 6 hole, I don't know, par 20 something, like you're still mixing in par 3s, 4s, and 5s that someone could get done in an hour.
That'd be nice.
I think that would be a great way to get on course practice if you only had limited time.
Or just sacrifice another, like half hour to play 3 more holes.
No, I'm with Ryan.
Really? I think 9
we
holes
need-
is perfect.
I think we need 6 hole loops.
6 versus 9, Jake. That's like a 20 to 30 minute difference.
That's what I'm saying.
That may be all you have.
So Jake, you got to think about people who have kids. You got to think about people who have, other responsibilities other than just playing golf. They don't have as much time as you do.
I think 9 holes is perfect.
They're not single and lonely and without kids like you are, where you can just play golf all night long.
Ricochet shot, by the way.
Well, no. It is a good point, Jake, because you and I are in very different stages of life. You have time to play 9 holes. Sometimes I can only go and hit the range from 7:30 to 8:30, and then I try and get here by 9, right? So if I could just go play 6 holes, I could play the 3-hole loop twice, but I don't want to play the same holes twice. So I think 6 holes, you got 2 par 3s, 2 par 4s, 2 par 5s.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Done. You could even probably walk it in 45 minutes.
Yeah. You don't like that, Jake?
I mean, I think it's a fine idea. I would just play 9 holes at that point rather than 6 holes. Because once I get through 6 holes, I'm like, well, shoot, I could just play 3 more holes and then I can kind of see what I would have shot if I
What if
played
it was
18
only a 6-hole loop? You'd be fine.
Yeah, I guess if I only had the option to play 6 holes, then I'd only play 6 holes.
I think that's what courses should start doing. Wouldn't that be sick if there was a golf course that had 3 6-hole loops?
I was just going to say that.
And every 6 holes you end up back at the clubhouse?
Yeah, and each 6 holes is kind of, it's kind of a different vibe. Like maybe you're in the woods for 6 holes and then you're playing links for 6 holes. And I mean, that's the ultimate practice right there. If you want to play 12 holes, which a lot of people say is the perfect amount of golf, you can play 12 holes.
That is true.
Instead of just hopping off at hole
That
number
would
12.
be sweet.
Okay, I'm on. I'm in now. I'm in with the 3 6s. I'm in. Like
Yeah.
you ever played a course that's got like 9, 9, and then 9, and
Yep.
then like today they'll be like, yep, today you're gonna play the first one and the third one.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
north and the south.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Like
Yep.
those are kind of sweet because you can go to that same course and play it different ways.
Yeah.
6-hole loops.
Yeah. So you got 6 holes for people who don't have much time. You got 12 holes for like the perfect amount of golf. And then you got 18 holes for like, hey,
Regular golf.
yeah, regular golf.
Not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea at all.
Kind of in on this.
Also great for golf games too, because there's games that involve. There's a game called 666, I think, right?
Yeah, yep.
What an easier course to play 666 on than this one.
Yeah.
Well, no matter how this goes down, you guys want to go buy a bunch of land and put up a golf course?
Yeah, only if we do 666.
Yeah. Oh,
Man.
yeah.
I'm in.
And you probably could design it where the 9th hole ends up coming back towards the clubhouse a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yep.
So like if you did want to go 9, you
Right.
could.
Because early in the year, when your course was like under construction, we played like was it 13
You
holes?
either had to play 18 or 13 because the 9th hole was not close to the clubhouse at all because there was a bridge out over the water.
Mm-hmm.
And so they rerouted you, and you basically had to either play 13
Yeah.
or play
18. And 13 that's a great number. 12,
It is.
13 holes.
Yeah. played a bunch, just 13 holes.
See, now I also noticed that whenever I play golf, whenever I'm playing a full 18, that like around the 12, 13-ish hole area is where I tend to lose focus because I'm like, that's the right amount of golf. And my 13th hole, my 14th hole, whatever, end up being the worst holes of my round. Do you guys ever feel like that or no?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of when because I lose focus in damn near every round.
Yeah.
Last Friday when I golfed with Myles, I lost focus after hole 4. Sometimes I'll lose focus after hole 14. But sometimes I won't be focused for the front 9 and I will be the back 9. I don't know why that is. Yeah,
why is it that it's so hard to like it sometimes will take you so long to even just get focused into a round. Like you can show up, you do the same routine before you start your round every time, but you could like be dialed in on the 3rd hole or on the 16th hole, and it just is completely random when that happens.
I think that's life, Jake. I think you just learned a good life lesson. Sometimes you're not feeling it. Sometimes you are. Sometimes you can do everything right and it doesn't go your way. But that's life, and that's golf.
And when things aren't going your way, just start hitting punch shots.
Yep.
Start punching. Yep.
Start freaking out.
Yep. Me and Ryan were talking about that yesterday of how good of golfers we'd be if just everything was a punch shot. That's how Grandpa Dave plays golf.
One of my best shots yesterday.
Low liner.
One of my best shots yesterday was a 4-iron punch shot on a par 5 that I was like 3 feet from rolling up on the green as my second shot. I haven't hit a shot that good all day. Why am I not just punching down the fairway? 200 some yards every time.
Just nothing but a hybrid in your hand the whole time.
Yeah. Imagine playing reds and punching every shot. 18 under, potentially.
Potential 18 under.
Yeah, except for you 3-putt everything.
Well, no, not if the vibes are good.
Not if you're vibing.
No practice strokes and good vibes lead to 18 putts per round. And I think that's the goal, right?
Yeah. I mean, that is the goal. I wonder how many putts Bryson had on that round because he chipped in a couple times and he only missed like 2 putts. I'd be willing to bet you that he was in the 18 to 17 putt-ish range.
I bet he had a tough time sleeping the couple nights after that, thinking about the shots he left out there.
Yeah, he shot a 58 and he lipped out a couple times.
If I combined all of the shots I left out there, it would be thousands.
You get a whole extra 18 holes out of all those shots.
A whole extra 18 holes out of the shots I left out there. Maybe I shoot a good
Whatever
score at that
mental
point.
gymnastics you need to do to shoot a low score.
Do it.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, just go and do it.
Yeah, I shot a 95, but I left 10 out there. Left 10 strokes out there.
So you shot a 105? Wow,
Yeah, or you're just purposely leaving shots out there. Like I need some sort of,
Yeah, I'm not going to shoot even par. So I'm going to purposely leave some shots out there so I have an excuse.
Yeah, I may shoot an 85 today, but I'm going to try and leave 13 shots out there. Technically, I shot even par. So mentally, I mean, my handicap is way lower than it is because the shots I've left out there, that was my decision to leave them out there.
I was just getting crafty out there. I was getting too cute.
Yeah, I was screwing around. I was hitting shots I normally don't.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Experimental.
Yeah. Had I been taking this round seriously, I would have played that way differently.
Yeah.
The worst part about leaving shots out there is what I did on number 17 when we played. I had a chip shot. I chipped it, duffed it straight into the rough again.
Oh, yeah.
And then I chipped again and I chipped in. You're like, why couldn't I just do that the first time?
Why'd you do that the first time? Again, that's
leaving shots out there.
Second shot magic.
Yeah.
The second shot is always better than the first.
I think it's because you got a case of the fuckets.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this. Or it makes you focus. I don't know.
I should start carrying like a foam or like a wiffle golf ball in my pocket. Hit that as my first shot. Get that bad one out of the way, and then hit the ball after that. I mean, what a technique. Technically, I'm not. I'm not.
I feel like Ryan just comes
Now
up with
it's
ways to spend more time on the course.
It just
Shoot lower scores. That's what.
now Ryan's approach is that he's just treating the regular course as the range now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hit balls until I hit a good one, and then we'll play that one.
On course practice. Like, do you ever have rounds where the sole idea of that round is to go out and experiment with shots that you normally wouldn't hit on the range.
Yeah, once in a while.
So like a punch shot slinger around a fucking.
But the thing is I'm not good enough to be fucking around like that. Every time I go out, I should just be trying to hit a good score, not trying to experiment.
Yeah, but I feel like we scramble. We're scrambling more than the average person would. So it's like we don't practice those shots ever.
You just have to do them though.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You just
saying.
find yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we just solved how to shoot better scores. Hit 2 balls, play 2 balls, and just take the better shot every time.
Do a self-scramble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't we self-scrambling?
I don't know. But the old guys playing in the early morning that are playing 2 balls couldn't be a bigger fan of it.
I wonder what you could shoot if you self-scrambled. So you hit 2 balls on every shot, and then you just take the closer one every time. I wonder what you could shoot. I bet it's pretty good.
That's a great question. Yeah.
Or if you just had the entire golf course yourself, you could take as long as you wanted to get exactly the shot that you want. You hit as many balls as possible. You
Didn't
just
Dave
go-
Portnoy do that? He was like trying to shoot even par with as many strokes, as many mulligans as he could. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
It was some like professional course, and he was like so he would have a couple guys running and grabbing all the balls that he was hitting, and he had unlimited mulligans. I'll have to watch that. It's a great concept.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I mean, sometimes it takes me half of a large bucket of range balls to hit a good shot. I mean, you can be hitting greens from 150 yards, but if you're still 20 feet away, you're going to keep taking shots.
Yeah.
That's another one we had to try. We'll play a 2-ball scramble, 2-ball solo scramble.
Self-scramble, yeah.
Yes. And then we'll do another one. We'll play from the Reds.
I like that.
We'll mix it up.
I'm in on that.
The vibe's going to be heavy for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make sure to purchase a couple of tee times.
Yeah.
So if we, but if there's only 2 of us playing on a self scramble, it'd be like a foursome, right?
Exactly. 100%.
So, all
I'm
right.
excited for that one now. Okay, guys.
Well, Ryan, yeah.
That's all she wrote. If you're not shooting better scores after the last 2 podcasts, something's wrong.
You're probably just normal.
You probably need to get some PXGs. All right, guys. That's all we got for today. Tyler's going to be back next week. We'll do a full Pine to Palm recap. Myles, thanks for coming on the last couple weeks.
Yeah, this is fun.
Very, very thought-provoking. A lot of good insight, a lot of practical advice, too. Even just having
You gotta
good vibes.
love someone giving advice, even though you're 11 handicap. You love getting high handicap advice.
But sometimes it works.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's all case by case.
Anyone hit me up? Free golf advice for you.
Free golf advice.
Mm-hmm.
People are charging for golf advice these days.
Just try keeping your head down.
Yeah.
Grandpa Dave did tell Tyler to keep his head down yesterday on the tee box. And that was all he said. Keep your head down. I'm like, if he doesn't keep his head down and he hits a bad shot, it's purely because he didn't keep his head down. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya. Love you.
They piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.